It's a team, admittedly, I haven't been watching with a very close eye. It's funny. We get to this point of the season, and there's some teams you just kind of check out on, and we shouldn't just completely check out. Like, even though the Chicago Bears they're not going to the playoffs, they're not winning anything of consequence anytime soon. But this is when you want to see that kind of trend. You want to see a core of young players worth building around. Like, if you're the team president, is it Kevin Warren, right? He came in after Ryan Poles, after Eberflus, so he's really judging everything right now. I think he'd have to say whether to just hit reset on everything or not. This would be a vote of confidence for the front office as constructed.
You
Coaching
know,
might be another matter after that finish against the Lions, but the drafts look pretty good. And talk about draft capital. Jim Monos referred to the Carolina Panthers as not a real NFL team. It's pretty ugly with those Panthers right now. It's looking like the first pick,
could
maybe
be.
the fifth, sixth, or seventh pick, however Chicago's season ends up. The big question is quarterback, and I know we want to talk about the game, but let's think big picture real quick, because your all NFC North team, which is live at golongtd.com, everybody check it out. It's phenomenal, and Bob, I can't thank you enough for having these extended conversations with executives around the NFL, because it's always interesting, and they always think a little outside the box. And I think there was one comment here that maybe raised a few eyebrows by a scout. He said, quote, "I like Tyson Bagent better than Fields. He came in and was totally in charge. That rookie has some shit to him." I think most people will hear that and think, what? What? But that's the big decision. Like, what do you do with Justin Fields? Is he the long-term answer or not? Based on your conversations with scouts, based on your own eyeballs and what you see, what are they going to do with Justin Fields here? What should they do
I
is the question. I'm sorry. What
Well,
would you
I
do?
don't know, and I don't know on either count, Tyler. I just want to see more. This was the best I've seen Fields probably this year. I certainly didn't like what he was doing before, and I liked a lot of things Bagent was doing as an undrafted guy out of Shepherd. But I haven't seen much, Caleb Williams and May, these quarterbacks, I just don't know. Ideally, Fields would be the guy. They'd get two really high picks in the top 12, let's say. They got to get a pass rusher. They need another wideout. I mean, they need stuff, but they do have a core. And Ryan Poles has missed some picks. He's missed some trades, but he's going to get another chance to have a draft. And they got to make a decision on Fields. You're dead right about that. They got time.
Can you elaborate at all with that scout and where he might have been coming from with a comment like that? Why was he
Oh,
so high on Bagent and so low on
he
Fields?
didn't. He just loved the guy's poise, the way for a young kid out of there. And he sees a lot of growth potential because he's just starting out and he, played in a rinky dink program. And there's just a lot of room for growth with the guy. And he doesn't like Fields. Now, he said this before we saw Fields have his best game of the year. We always discuss, Tyler. Everybody in the NFL changes every week. It's just the way it is. You play 17 games, and guys change right before our eyes. We could go back at some Packer players here. We could go back at Lions that we've discussed who have just changed. They changed Sunday, in my opinion. So, yeah, so now, he might change his mind, but everybody changes their mind. It's a flexible business, man. It's got to be. Got to have an eraser for your reports.
You really do. I mean, I was talking to people about CJ Stroud early in the season, and there was a lot of praise heaped upon Bobby Slowick, and rightfully so. He's the one pushing the buttons, bringing over that Shanahan, McDaniel offense. And I think over time we're seeing a quarterback who's pretty damn good in his own right, pushing the ball downfield. I mean, really pushing the ball downfield. So one of the scouts I talked to, I caught up with again. He's like, "Yes, Stroud's got it. He's got it. Like I've got no concerns." So you're right. Things can change, in their opinions, and that's the beauty of the NFL, though. Really, I think that's the truth. There's 16 games. One football game carries the significance of what? 10 baseball games? Is my math right there? Like every game kind of is life and death. That's why we love it. That's why we completely organize our lives around football games.